seemed like a werewolf or a sick owl. Ooh. Yep, it was a sick owl. Dun, 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 dun. It's very warm still, like a summer's evening. It's the middle of autumn. Weird. I think we're getting a cup of coffee. Here comes the coffee. Oh dear. Very large moon. I mean, incredibly large. Looks like a dinner plate. And not a werewolf to be seen or heard. Here comes the coffee. You're on camera. Watched you. No one here. They were, if someone was here, they'd watch you walk backwards and forwards in the kitchen.
Like I didn't pick my notes.
No, they'll check the replay. So I messaged that guy back. I said free delivery, and he said 475 for 6. Normally 540 plus delivery. So delivered at 5:30 tomorrow evening. Thank you.
When is that?
Well, it looks like it. Look, it's huge. You see it?
Oh, it is too.
It's monstrous. I did a little video earlier. About 10 seconds.
I actually think it's called a pink moon rise. That's not pink.
It's very white. Very shiny.
Sorry.
What was that for?
Eh?
What did you do that for?
That's taken somewhere in
It wasn't on you.
there. I know, was it?
Okay. You're off to the races.
Yep.
Okay.
But I haven't got dressed all day. The cookie. Respectable. Half an hour before I go to bed.
Okay. Hopefully our sheep will be here tomorrow.
I should wash them. Well, it's Fed Wednesday, isn't it?
Yep. Buttercup's up.
You know?
Oh, no one's coming, so I might have to close it down. What's today? Tuesday.
Yeah. I don't know how long you've been on.
13 minutes.
Should a bit longer. I've only just messaged Noah Buttercup today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. She'll be off tonight.
Yes.
That's just getting bigger, that man.
Huh?
It's huge.
Yeah.
So what would you like for dinner tomorrow night? You
I
got a
don't
choice
know.
of lamb. Okay, nothing. I'll give you nothing.
I don't want to think about tomorrow night. We've only just finished.
Why I
tonight.
asked was I would take it out of the freezer.
I thought we had something in the fridge already.
No, I cleaned it all out.
Oh.
We'll have lamb. We'll take them out.
Huh?
We'll have lamb.
You know what time it's going to mean? I can tell her what time after I wash my hands.
Once she brings the puppy dogs.
Yeah. This, they're doing the gate tomorrow, so
I'll put them on the lead and take them on the grass.
yeah, there's room. Mark's car behind yours without interfering with the gate. We've been working on it.
Yeah, I suppose.
But then the car still isn't back. Still in the
Sound
shop.
good. So they didn't give her another car.
No, because of this, because of the virus.
Okay. I'll just park the car further down anyway tomorrow because I want to take the boxes right down the back and we'll decide when we want them.
What time's he coming?
5:30.
In the afternoon.
Still be light.
Yeah.
That's the biggest man I think I've seen. And I'm old. Maybe it's close to the earth or something.
Deb's sent a message
Deb,
today.
Enrique.
No, just Deb, like, between 5:30 and 7:30, just to send prayers to people that have passed the virus, send
Yeah.
prayers to family. I did got, and I forgot to tell you.
Oh,
What reminded me was because you said about the moon.
Yeah. I mean, looking back in a few years, it will be terrible. Because we're living through it. It's all unknown. Have you sent her any pictures or what's happening with the house?
Not recently, but I had sent stuff. About a 104-year-old who survived the Spanish flu.
And
then
died,
survived. No, his story survived the corona.
I thought he died.
Oh, this is where I'm confused.
No, I heard it on the news the other night. They were talking about how he survived the
No,
Spanish.
this is a female.
Well, whatever. Someone had survived the Spanish but didn't survive this one.
And then I've read a story, survived the Spanish and is recovering from this and is 104. So
That's
this is what I
remarkable.
mean. The stories don't... you don't know what's truth anymore.
Well, news has never been about truth. most of the time.
I think the shill was in Spain. Where was the guy?
I don't know, I just remember hearing someone survived the Spanish but didn't survive this. Which is not good. Stew was nice. I didn't have much, but I was full.
There, we had there.
I'll ring it.
I even like the celery.
Good girl. Get the celery award.
Tempted to pick it out. Oh, what this bag is.
Good for you.
That's beside the point. Not that I hate it, I just dislike it.
Good saying the parrots come down today.
Yeah.
Young birds though, didn't they?
You have to remember when it rains, you bring that feeder up.
We'll get a cover for it.
Oh, actually, yes, you can. You can get packs of 4 for about $1, $2 in the cheap shop. You know, it's like a shadow cat. They're all big in them.
I don't know, you have to measure it. That's what tape's for.
But it's probably in the garden.
Yeah, probably would be. Whether they'd be getting nicer, well, we were there about this time last year, so what they call nice and what we call nice is two different things, but
One of the members came up on my Facebook
of yours.
12 months ago. We were overseas here.
Yep. About this time last year.
Yeah, 4th of April we left.
Did we?
Came back
In May.
5th of May or something.
Oh no, it was 6 weeks.
6th of May then.
But it was different then.
Yeah, good morning, my chocolate buddy.
Hello, V Mac. We had veggies tonight. Loads of veggies in a stew.
I even ate the celery, mate.
She ate celery. And the moon is enormous here tonight. And you've had chocolate today.
Yeah, I had 2.
Mm.
I haven't attacked the big block yet.
No, nor have I.
I have to have that out of the fridge for a little while.
I picked up some, the VMAG won't be interested, some lean ground beef, about a kilo for $4. So I cooked up a spaghetti bog with it and I put that in the freezer. You overslept. Your breakfast is in the oven. Oh,
what's the brekkie?
someone got up and made you breakfast? Spoilt.
Wish I could have the sleep sometimes. Keep saying I have sleep and then I don't.
Hello, Carolyn.
I wake up and I lay there, baked
Well, I'm
porridge.
telling you, it's enormous, Carolyn. You may not see it and it may not look anything on the screen, but it's enormous. It really is.
It's called the pink rise
Yeah,
moon,
the one
pink moon
there.
rising or something.
If you imagine a normal moon, it's about 4 times the size. But the camera doesn't do it justice, I'm afraid. You should get your good camera out and do these sort of things.
Yeah, don't want to fiddle tonight. I forgot all about it being tinge in it.
Shiny white. I can still see the rabbit in it though. Yes, it should be enormous tonight. It seems that the Earth must be close with the moon. I don't know. Could be, because it's enormous. Of course, as it gets further into the sky, it doesn't say that size. It gets a bit smaller. Yeah, so I made up spaghetti bog. 3 big meals for the 2 of us. They're in the freezer. We've got lamb roast in the freezer I made, and some more stew. So I will be very light on cooking duties. Mind you, there is some bacon and eggs in the fridge. Bacon and eggs, yeah. Maybe after the first night we sleep in there, tomorrow night I'll wake up to the smell of bacon and eggs being cooked. But then again, I'm probably just going to be
Bacon and eggs
dreaming.
is your department.
So just the bacon and eggs is my department.
I'll make the toast.
Oh no, I don't want you to push yourself. Go beyond the call of duty. Bacon and eggs, toast. Oh, we've got some tomatoes I can grill too.
My favourite tomato, I noticed.
Tomato, yeah.
I'll just leave that as is. I don't want mine grilled.
Hello,
Oh.
Buttercup. Talking about tomatoes. Bet you're in the garden. We are okay tonight. I've got, hopefully tomorrow we get fitted sheets for our new beds, because we're sleeping on the old bed at the moment.
Well, depends on the weather too. There's no aircon in there yet. See how you go.
Oh no, just the fans.
I
Good
think what I'll do is swap the covers and we'll stick to our quilts.
No, they're fine.
No, they're
I kick
too-
them off anyway.
That's right. So it's no point. So I like our old quilts.
There is no negotiating here. You've realised that by now, haven't you?
Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes there is.
What day is the is bit? Anyway, tomorrow I'm getting 6 planter boxes delivered. They're about 8 foot long by about only a foot and a bit wide, but it's going to get us started.
Enough to bury your body.
Yeah, it's a very skinny body,
Put them sideways.
but yeah, got a good deal on them. And if they're really good, he makes all sorts actually, and to order.
Oh, I found a cabinet I have to show you. And then it's just from the other side of that, like I think it's the right size because 4 of my ceramic pieces won't fit anywhere.
Cabinet meaning, what does that
It's
mean?
about that high, I think about like that.
What?
Glass doors. I'll show you.
Oh, Carolyn, I visited your chat yesterday and got booted for the pleasure, but I forgive you. Were you being a rebel? You being James Dean, Buttercup?
You've got some rogue mods, have you, Caroline? Oh well.
We don't tend to boot anyone here, really, do we?
No, we just like to pick on bully.
He's his own
I have to thank
enemy.
you, mate. What was I doing? That was the other morning you went on, wasn't it? You came in and I was busy doing stuff.
I think he came back with 2 other accounts and she nobbled him every time.
Yeah, you got him, mate.
I don't think I've been booted anywhere. I think I've been threatened to get booted. But I
Yeah.
only have one account. I've had one for 10 years and I haven't ever had another one.
You could look Buttercup, you could have Peach, you could have Butty, you could have Butterfinger, Butterballs. We all give you a name.
Yeah, he thinks we don't notice, but he's not very good at innuendo, VMAC. So we know what he's saying, we know his inference. And unfortunately, you have a large mace.
And he sometimes does it purposely. Oh, I see, Caroline. Well, yep, that's fair enough. But sometimes these people should like ask maybe a few questions. Like, I don't have a big support line.
I don't. I can tell you from my experience, I've been doing this for 10 years, is that it's actually the opposite, Caroline. Usually the people that only have like 5 subscribers are because all they do with that account is go into chats and chat. They
Yeah.
probably have another account that they want to protect. That's what I've found. You're going to get mischievous people, don't get me wrong.
Sometimes, yeah.
But it's not always the case that low subcount means low standards.
No, because there's people who just have YouTube accounts, what you just said, for that reason. They don't want to do videos and they just like to go. I mean, to be honest, I actually haven't looked how many subs any of yous have.
No, that's the thing, I don't even bother looking. I think Buttercup's got 50,000 subs.
And
I think
VMAX
VMAX 2 million. 2 million, yeah.
Well, 2,000,001, because I'm...
They're all Scottish.
Oh, I have to check. Am I sub to you, VMAX? Let me go to your channel. Oh, VMAX. There you go.
What?
I just subbed to VMAX. I thought I was.
So how many is that?
97 now. I had to unsub from you 4 times and resub. Because it wouldn't work.
Oops, I don't know what I've done here. Trying to read Carolyn's one. I think the perception, I'm going to tell you something, and VMAC just highlighted it, but I'm going to tell you what I truly believe. There is no such thing as a troll. Ever. Because if you find someone disdainful, rude, mean, nasty, you just block them. So whenever I hear anyone says, oh, I've got trolls, and I think, no, you haven't, you choose to keep them. It's really that simple. So in my opinion, there is no such thing as a troll. That's my opinion, of course, which is probably worthless amongst the millions of others people, but it's what I believe. If you tolerate the intolerable, you're guilty.
There you go. Buttercup, you had 18 subs, you've now got 19.
See, I can tell you in here, Buttercup and I don't agree on everything. VMAC and I disagree on other things. But the bottom line is that we agree to disagree. We'll let it go. Because that's the nature of the people that are in here, Carolyn. They are tolerant. They don't like some things I say and do. But again, it works in reverse.
And sometimes they don't like me because I'm married to you and I've done absolutely nothing.
I don't know.
I mean, like, people shouldn't...
I like most people.
In the same book.
The ones that I don't think are nice, I just block. And that's the end of the story. There are no trolls.
Wow.
If you tolerate at all a level of trolling from some people, you'll have 50 people like that. But if you set an example, and VMAC sets the example most nights, it's a case of if you find the behaviour unacceptable, you remove them permanently.
Sometimes you can have funny trolls.
You can.
And they're fun to have. If
Because,
you want to call them trolls, whatever you want to call them.
well, the context of the written word by text is sometimes misconstrued. Sometimes someone's just trying to be funny with their type of humour, and some people take great offence. Yep, that's what life is like, VMAC. So
Yeah, that's right, mate.
that's how I do it in life. If I find someone just a pain in the ass in real life, I just avoid them. I don't go up to them and say, I'm going to block you on YouTube.
Yeah,
No, I just don't have
all
anything to
right.
do with them. No,
Except
I don't like drama because it's pointless.
except for when we have our domestics, then we have drama.
Absolutely.
We share our domestics.
Humour is the best medicine. And I think what you find, and don't take this the wrong way, but as people get older, sometimes they become more juvenile. It's like they relive their teen years online for no apparent reason other than being mischievous, nasty, or their life is not very good, so they want to share their misery.
Yep, that's right there, Matt. Same as Buttercup. I mean, you can have difference of opinions and a little bit of a debate. That's fine. We don't mind that, hey?
No, we often talk about some of the scoundrels, but in general terms.
Yeah,
We don't highlight them or make videos about them.
sometimes.
Uh,
You make comedy, parody.
well, sometimes I do pathos,
What?
which is sort of, highfalutin humour.
You, don't use those big words with me.
One thing that I learned a long time ago is that if you are willing in jest to make fools of others or take the piss out of them, if you like, you have to be willing to receive it. So don't
Exactly.
just be the one that gives it, expect to get it in return.
Don't make-
And if you can handle that, you've reached maturity.
Sometimes some people, they just give so much material to make parodies on. People can't help it. It's funny. So what are you planted, Butty? What is it? Tomatoes?
I'll be planting in probably about a week's time.
I'll be doing flowers.
It's very kind of you, Carolyn. You're most welcome. Yes, yep.
I'll be doing my flowers, fruit trees. Oh, we've got some birds that we haven't had for a while. Pink and greys came today.
Put a bit of bird seed in one of the containers and they happily arrived.
Very yuck.
I always thought, and I must have been ignorant many years ago, but I always thought that online conversations with people you didn't know were going to be good because they don't have to reveal things about themselves and vice versa, and you could just have a good general conversation. Sadly, that's not what most online conversations are like. There's like this gang mentality, hello old gringo, where like if a stranger come in the room now I'd say g'day, and I always have given people enough rope, and they get plenty of rope. But when that rope gets too tight, that's me done with them. So that's my tolerance level, it's the length of rope.
What?
I'm going to show you one day, old gringo.
Oh, no.
Wah, 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 wah. A bold seeds, no Pyrenees face. Wah, 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 wah. Yes, tit for tat's good. Never figured out what a tat is, but I fully understand the other one.
Man, that's an old saying. Tit for tat, isn't it?
Yep. Well, one book that Buttercup brought up the other night, faffing around.
Oh,
I used to
faffing.
love that as a kid. Stop faffing around.
Hey, how do you spell that again, Butty?
F-A-F-F-I-N-G.
Fucking.
Yeah, another one, fair to middling. How you doing? Fair to middling, mate. Lost both legs and an arm, but I'm good.
I've never heard that.
Fair to middling means you're doing okay.
Oh.
Never heard it. Tit for tat. It definitely sounds Irish.
VMAX waiting for her brekkie.
Yeah, it's a bit suspicious. That means she's been laying in bed while someone has been preparing a morning meal
And
for
I said
her.
it was baked porridge. Buddy, what did you have? Actually, it's morning for everybody, isn't it? And Caroline and Alvinga, what did you have this morning?
Tit for tat is an old English saying, actually. A lot of Cockney in sayings, actually. A lot of Cockney slang. Trouble and strife. How's the trouble and strife?
Trouble and strife.
Yeah, how's the wife?
Ah, so just arrived home, so that means the cold pizza and beer for Brenda, bagel and banana for Buddy. Oh. Yeah, it's something said many, many moons ago, but it's not a saying I've heard in the last...
Australians got lots of colloquial language, like for the word idiot, we've got so many, like you could be a buffhead,
A bronco.
a drongo, a blonk.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on.
Bacon and egg.
That's what I'm having tomorrow morning. Fair to Midland, yeah, one I used a lot when I was a kid. People used to ask, how you doing? Your answer would be fair to Midland. In other words, not special, but okay. Remember when I was about 9, I had to get a suit measured for some, what's a bludgeon bastard? Wow, someone's got terribly beat up. But I had to get measured, and it was a really old guy and a young assistant. Which side, young man, do you dress? And I said, when I get out of bed, on the right side. He said, no, don't worry, I'll sort it out. Which side do you dress? You mean which side does your willy hang? So he wouldn't touch it. If you say on the right, he would go up the left leg. Being only 9, I thought he meant which side of the bed did I get out and get dressed.
Sew buttons on ice cream and see if they stick. Oh my god, that's funny, Caroline. Bastard here is just, it can be a word of endearment as well as you
Yes.
having a go at somebody.
Yep, give an idea. If VMAC come round the corner, I'd say, here you go, you old bastard. Can I get you a drink?
Or you
It's a
say
term
go.
of endearment.
Yeah.
Or they use old prick.
Yeah.
Again, it's not meant to be derogatory.
Yeah. How's it hanging? Yep.
No, it doesn't hang, Gringo. You just need a knee strap and all's well.
My mum always used to say, it'll go away before you get married. Like if you hurt yourself or something, coming crunch, said, oh, it'll go away before you get married.
Yes, a bull bra. You know, when an old woman's committed suicide, when the autopsy reveals that she shot herself under the left breast and took out her left ankle in the process.
Seeds boasting.
No, not at all.
What is that?
No. I'm built like a very large chihuahua. Woof. Woof, woof.
I don't think they will. I don't picture that.
How do you say bra in German? Is it Brazen?
I can't remember.
I think it's Brazen. A lot of German words are English in many ways. Stoppen from ploppen. Yeah.
You just say it with an accent. You have a story on this topic?
Topic.
I know.
You thought she was Polish, didn't you?
Hey, she's got my
Kopnik-nipik.
VMAC passed my keyboard on to Buddy. heaps of words. Over shoulder, boulder holder.
More than a mouthful is a waste. Isn't that an old saying?
I don't know. More than a handful to shame. Strap on leg condiment. Comment. I'm not feeling good.
I think you're alluding to maybe a comment I made, but mine was a metaphor. Certainly not practical to strap it to my knee, because there'd be a lot of stretching going on. And I'd be screaming in agony. There's an old saying, ladies, and gentlemen generally know it. It's not the dog in the fight. It's the fight in the dog. Wow, 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 wow. Actually, we could do a combination. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow.
My dad absolutely loved Benny Hill.
There was a girl from Kentucky who surely knew how to sew.
Limericks. Actually, I'm not sure if I've got Mum's limerick book. I haven't unpacked that suitcase yet from Mum's stuff.
The secret to satisfying a woman on any occasion is simply to make sure her ears flap. That's all you need to do, gentlemen.
What?
Class closed.
What'd you say?
All you need to do to satisfy any woman is to make sure her ears flap. It'll sink in shortly.
I don't get it.
Okay. Most will.
I've never heard that.
Not the size of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean. Making all the women seasick. Ringo. I am sailing. I am sailing. Rod Stewart always sung with a crow in his voice.
Yeah, but he's good.
Home
Right,
again, rise the sea.
And Bonnie Tyler was known as the female
I'm
Rod Stewart.
sailing, forever sailing, to be near you, to be free. Have I told you lately that I love you? Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
I don't know that tune.
Or have I told you lately?
No, just a bit you hummed then. Was that part of that song?
Maybe
was
my
it?
humming was off to a slight degree. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Rex
Remax
getting
gonna
her
have
chocolate-
breakfast,
chocolate
or
porridge.
coffee, yeah. Oh, chocolate porridge. What a combination.
You can't get it.
Yeah, you can make it. There's a dead bee back there.
That caterpillar's still there. It's gone round in circles all day.
Oh, poor
What have
thing.
we been up to today? Well, bits and pieces.
I did some more unpacking.
Yes, I just stand back because she moves things around like a chessboard.
You know, do I move it from one room to
And goes,
another?
nah. Because now that we've emptied the old cupboard in our old bedroom, it's now full of stuff on top, serving no purpose of practicality at all or logic, but it's there.
What cupboard?
The dresser.
Yeah,
Because,
to look nice when people stay there.
but they
You
can't.
don't-
But they can't put anything on top of
No,
it.
because that's not what you do. You don't put clothes on top of a dresser. Girls,
I do.
no, well, you don't.
Different line till I needed to ride to the hospital, and she drove. blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deuce and like a loner in the night. She was blinded by the light. I always, that song always confused me. Wrapped up like a deuce and like a Rona in the night. I always thought to myself for years, what the hell is a Rona?
Say it again, what is the song?
Blinded by the light,
Yeah.
wrapped up like a deuce and like a Rona in the
What
night.
is the word?
I don't know. It's been Rona forever, but it's not Rona.
It's not. Is that what you used to sing?
Yeah.
I'll Gringo will get it in a minute.
What's a Rona?
They would have to play that song. I don't know.
Like a Rona in the night. Of course, it's not Rona. It's something else.
It's amazing how sometimes.
Do I get some stars from
Oh yes, you
little
do.
little chocolate Hershey bars, which we don't get in Australia, by the way?
You'll get 2 stars and a chocolate. Did you get a coffee, V-mate? Did you bring us all one?
Like a road. Is that what it is?
I like a
Rota?
rota in the night. I don't know.
Always sound like Rona.
I'd have to listen to the song.
My old aunts would come and tease me at weddings. Well, Sarah, do you think you'll be next? We settled this when I started doing the same to them at funerals. Yeah, paybacks. A bitch.
Like a rota in the night. Well, that'd make more sense than a Rona.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of songs that I was listening to as a kid that I didn't quite understand the words.
Haven't seen Mel for a while because she's been busy working.
Yep. Must have a nice crust on it by now, the Mac. You can hear it clacking on top.
You got cinnamon on there?
Like a Rona. I don't know, Gringo, that's why I'm asking. I always used to sing like a Rona in the night, and I thought, what the hell is a Rona? I've been like a bird or something singing. No idea. And how the hell do you wrap up a deuce?
Probably not even, that's not even the words. I can't
Wrapped up like a deuce and like a Rona in the night, no blinded by the light.
Is that what the song's called? One.
Wasn't that Doctor Hook? I'm just guessing, but baby, let your head hang down. Walk right in.
That's a Dr. Hook song.
Yeah. Revved up like a deuce. Not wrapped up. Okay.
Oh, revved up. Well, there you go.
Bumping into everything a major doing. Not good news. Getting
Oh, poor bugger. Extra hugs.
must be difficult. A Mexican like old Gringo and me, an Australian, trying to work out how Americans sing a song. We're struggling, Gringo. Wow, 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 wow.
It's
Wow,
hard,
wow, 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 wow.
I had to do that with my Kelpie.
An old car in the 50s. Dr. accidentally prescribes his patient Lexington instead of coughing syrup. Days later, the patient comes back to check. The doctor asks, well, still coughing? The patient writes, no, I'm too afraid to. Remember Billy Connolly on stage was saying, you know when you've been out drinking all night and then you shit yourself? Who in the audience here has never shit themselves? About 4 people stick their hand up. You're all fucking liars, all of you. That's so funny. Audience falls for it. Of course, most people think, oh, no, don't stick your hand up, whatever you do.
Is that the one that's, let me, memory 14, Bucky. She's 14 years old, that dog.
She's getting on.
And how old was my Kelpie? She was
17?
17.
Old dogs and children. Watermelon wine.
Yeah, miss all the animals. Kelly was a good dog. Kelly the Kelpie.
Yes, if you ever go to a comedian's night and the volunteer of sticking your hand up is asked, keep your hand down,
Her.
because you're being set up big time. Because Billy used to do another one, live on stage, not on film, but he'd say things like, I think I've made love to every woman in the house here tonight. If I've not, put your hand up. And about 3 women put their hand up. I'll take your names later. Yes, he used to be a little bit sassy in life, but a bit more tepid on the screen. Stopped at a farmer's house, asked to sleep in the barn. The farmer told you to sleep in the guest bedroom. Did you walk out with a great breakfast? And here comes the punchline. And can I have the filter, please? Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. The lady worked for the farmers. So he could talk to the house. The farmer finally agreed.
I think I've heard this one.
This is getting to be a very long story.
Well, you can only type so much and then it
That's true, cuts you off.
cuts you off, yeah, or you get saying you're spamming.
Who drops a bit of tomato sauce on her white top? No, look like the mayonnaise and you drop tomato sauce on your top. Bum bum. Gypsy said to your horse, says he doesn't like the new bit that you're using. Horse, you get more work done with the old bit. Right? And as some of his farmer replied, oh, that's right, I did start using a new bit. Amazing. I also talked to the cow. Something about pulling the teats too hard. I imagine that's one of them. This one's coming back to me.
Yeah.
More milk with the old milking machine. Right. Ooh la. We're getting there, old Ringo. It's taking time, but we're getting there.
Just in between do his song.
Yes.
Don't believe those lies.
That sounds like a New Zealand joke.
Yes.
Yeah. It's probably more humour watching him. Because it is one of the most slowest train wrecks in history.
Is he on
Wheels have
JoJo?
fallen off, the roof's been removed, simply to make sure that his, morbid obesity will fit in there. I've no doubt he'll catch the virus because he's silly, and his body and his organs, I don't believe, will handle it.
Look, he seems to slip past everything, no matter what it is.
Yeah, but you can run on for a long time. Mr. Bojangles, it's Knight Rider. Da-da-da-da-da. Kid,
Oh yes, I
Take me
forgot
to
to
a
say
bird.
Knight Rider.
take me to a burger joint, kid. Da-da-da-da. They're all closed. Okay, load up the M16s. We'll make it open. Yeah, I don't think you're missing anything. Yes, Boris doesn't seem to be in a very good way, which is not good. Well, I can tell you that I'm not sure what the United States is doing because it doesn't seem to be much. But in Australia, you can't get into other states. They turn you around, say, on your way.
Guy got fined for lying that he had corona. So if he's playing
I'm
that
sitting in
game,
a-
Jojo, huh?
I was talking about Gringo's comment. Well, I don't know what to say about American policy in regards to this. Just, it seems all over the place. If I lived in the country in the US, I would not be going anywhere. I'd be saying, you get on with it. Just me and these lying sheep are going to see this through.
Yeah, that's true there, mate.
Well, the other thing that I'm pretty sure that they're going to be doing is that they will force a place of residence. Now, if they check up on his licence, they'll say, you need to go back to Florida. Well, they check on the registration. He probably has to go back to Arkansas. But the thing is, he doesn't have a place to go to.
But you're not supposed
So
to be...
he will be an itinerant, and he will be probably placed in a South Chicago cheap hotel and told to stay there.
And you're not... But isn't it all over? You're not supposed to be going from, state to state?
The problem is there is not a federal plan in America. It's left to the states, which is crazy. You can't have one county even open in a state that the rest of it's closed. It's either closed or it's not. Stay-at-home orders in Australia are strict.
And
Yeah, he has nowhere to go.
well,
He will be detained without question. This, I believe, in Chicago is getting extremely bad. They're talking about as bad as New York shortly. So they're not going to tolerate someone sleeping in vehicles or homeless. They're going to put them in hotels. Yeah. Look, there is such a thing as ignorance, and there is certainly people that are ignorant. They're
Yeah.
just not listening and don't think it matters, because some of the comments that the president gave the people of America were things like, it's just like the flu, don't worry about it. We'll all be back at work shortly. Holding hands by Easter Sunday. Those sort of words resonate with people saying, well, if my president says that, that's what we'll do. But some of the states in America are suffering terribly,
yeah.
and not to have a national plan is a national failing.
I get confused actually. Where does he mainly reside?
He doesn't help anyone but a cup. The idea of actually extending time or effort for anyone else is not in his makeup.
So his mother's where?
Well, I don't think he's seen his mother for nearly a year. And the thing is, she's in a nursing home. He's not going to be able to see her.
No, you have to look through the glass.
Oh, state elections are held here as well. That's probably a different matter. But when it comes to federal emergencies, we either have a federal emergency or we don't. hurricane hitting Florida is a state emergency. That's pretty obvious. And the rest of the state and the federal government chip in, FEMA moves in, blah, blah, blah. That can be taken care of. But when there's a federal emergency nationally, there has to be a national response. Or you have some people doing some things and some people doing other things. And it doesn't work.
Well, NASA was lucky to get another job. Okay, Bucky. Yep.
Yep, I think he actually is standing up and saying the shit's hit the fan, and he's wearing it. He's standing up saying we've just got to deal with this because no one else is helping. I did read one of his comments the other day, Jojo, where he said they had to bid for PPE and they lost because the highest price won, like buying off eBay. That is absurd. Yep. It's terrible to see what's going on in the US. Within the shortest time possible, the United States of America is now the epicenter of the disease. You shouldn't be bidding or trying to win an auction to get essential priority. Like testing doesn't seem to be happening in the US. It's just ridiculous. Who's this new bloke here? Can people check out his channel? I don't know this. Joe No Poo? Don't know who he is. Just check him out. It's probably a bully in disguise.
How you been, JP?
I've said that for years, old Ringo. It is already 3 or 4 countries. Hello, bully.
Well, you can't. You ain't got a wrench. Can't be.
People in the south don't like the people in the north, east and west. The people in the east hate all the people in the west. People in the north want nothing to do with the south, east or west. And the people in the middle just ignore them.
Yeah, that's true, but mate, they don't have the money because they're not free.
And you know what really annoyed me more about anything, Jojo, is finding out that you can be tested for free in America for this virus. The test is free, but the treatment will cost you. That is so horrendous. So you can be treated, and they say, yep, sure, we can admit you, and it's going to be $2,000 a day. That is unbelievable. I just couldn't believe I was reading. I double-checked and I went through a different source that it's true. Americans can be tested for this virus for free, but you can't be treated free. It's a horrible thing to say, but Americans are mere commodities by the sounds of it. Money or people? It's a beautiful thing. Money. Did I tell you how beautiful money is? Yes, let me just brush my hair down. People? We can always make people. I have predicted in private to someone, and I'll tell you all now, if this trajectory in the US continues, you will see rioting. And there'll be bits of looting, but it's not about the looting. This rioting is about anger. We haven't seen it since the 60s, really, en masse. But I think that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. People are basically living week to week in America normally. And the government's going to throw $1,200 at you. And what else?
Well, they'd obviously want to pay treatment if you needed them.
No. You're gonna corona bye-bye. It's frustrating to watch a government and a people suffering basically with no medical care. People think Australians get free medical care. Well, we do, but we pay a levy out of our income each year. It's about 2%
Yeah.
of your earnings. goes to Medicare. That means any one of us could have a heart operation, a leg amputated, liver operation, anything, and it will cost you nothing. You guys have been robbed of universal health care for too long. And this highlighted it for me when I was reading Americans can be tested for the virus for free, but the treatment is not free. Yep, that sums it up for me. Old Ringer has done for the last 50 years. Well, we have a GST of 10%, which is on most goods you pay 10%, it's goods and services tax. But we pay 2% of our income on a Medicare levy. So if you earn $100,000, it costs $2,000 a year to get your health for free. I say, if you're running a country, if the last thing that you're ever doing is looking after the health of the nation, you're not running a country at all, because that means people are not important. If you have healthy, fit people, they work. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's like
Someone not having an operation because they can't afford the 30 grand is just horrendous. They're going to die at a lot younger age.
primary school kids get free dental. What is it? 2 or 4 times a year, the dental vans go around and check all children's teeth in
All
primary
children's
school.
teeth in Australia are free dental. Not adults, you pay for your own dental here. But anything medical, free. And I find it absurd when I listen to people talk saying they went from one job to another, they had a healthcare plan with the people they worked with last year. This year they've got no healthcare plan. And they look for jobs specifically that have some sort of healthcare benefit. So health is a bargaining tool for society. If you don't attempt to keep your nation's people healthy, you're saying they're worthless.
Have you got that, VMAC? Primary school kids have got free dental. The dental van comes around 4 times a year.
Well, BMAC's only got 2 teeth, so 2 canines.
I'm talking about school. What about in the US? Do they do that?
I don't know.
That's why I'm asking. It's twice a year. Twice a year the dental van, all over Australia, goes to every single primary school. Like
What?
There's one in each state.
Yeah, if people are on very low income in Australia, they get 80% off their dental. So if it's $1,000, they have to pay $200.
Yes.
But kids' dental in Australia is free.
So, yeah, that's the main VMAC. Do you have the primary school kids free dental, a dental van, or they go to a designated school twice a year, close to where they live, and like things like braces for kids aren't free, obviously. Like if the dentist says, oh, your child does need braces, but they'll get them cheaper. But general filling, or if your tooth needs pulling, or general that sort of thing's free for primary school kids.
Well, I don't know what sort of women you're mixing with. Are you staying outside free cheap dental clinics, Jojo? A smile. Smile. I don't believe health should be a qualified area. It may take a decade for Americans if they got universal health care, because some of them are still going to be sick. It's too late for some of them. But if you now start, in 10 years' time, most people who can will work. They'll get the medications, the operations they need. They may have to wait a couple of years, but they can get it for free. The American system just seems so bipolar. On one hand, it's very socialistic. On the other hand, it's very fascist. I mean, I'm not sure how to make up, if someone said on another planet, how do you explain American politics for the people? I'm saying, you'd never understand it. I'm not going to bother. You get referrals. Excellent. As long as you're not to the men's prison, that'd be good. Yeah, I mean, I don't live in America, so it does not affect me, but it infuriates me that the people of America are not much different than Canadians and Australians, except we're better looking and taller. But other than that, we're the same. Why in the hell has it gone so wrong in a nation so wealthy that the wealth is not divided amongst its people? What Gringo said about 20 minutes ago is why. It's corporate America. Money. Well, the best of America could be fantastic. It really could. But unless you are willing to look after the people, you don't have a country, you just have commodities. Of course, you're all going to hear about quantitative easing shortly. That's right, Jojo knows what I'm talking about. They're just going to be hammering out the printing press, metaphorically. Of course, it's all done electronically now. The American dollar, and I'm not giving you any investment advice, but if I said the American dollar in a couple of years will be worthless, you might just all laugh at me. But when you print so much money, it becomes into fractions. And in your own country, it's good to use. But your money, as far as having any value around the world, will evaporate, which means big moves will take place. Oil will stop being traded in US dollars, probably yuan, I imagine. But that's what's coming. The corporates that run America have got to the point that really people do not matter at all. It's a global system. And they're trying to globalise everything, but it's not working. You're seeing a bit of a kickback, small one, UK removing itself from the European Union. That was an enormous move because many other countries are going to follow. It's back to dinas instead of dollars.
So,
It will be worthless because they are just going to keep printing money
so
every day.
say all this comes good, whatever, and just saying 12 months' time we wanted to go do our trip to America.
It'll be cheap as in 2 years' time
Yeah, so,
because our dollar will be worth more than theirs. The drachma. Well, look, Portugal, Greece, I could go on. There's a dozen countries that are already planning to leave. The European Union will just be France and Germany because that's what it is now anyway. If you understand GDP and the value of countries' wealth, it's just France and Germany up to about 80%.
what's that thing on the wall?
I don't know. Looks rather nasty, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Flying ant.
Oh, flying ant.
Let's keep an eye on him. Might want to pick on me.
Maybe we should use it in the plane.
There's lots of things in Australia that want to eat you. That was one of them. But I'm not damning Americans. Don't ever take what I say to heart if you're an American. It's what I see. And you are treated badly. Which, of course, some Americans take offence and say, well, if you're saying against our government, you hate us. Well, I don't. I hate the conditions you live under. Are you going?
No, it's going for another frost break.
Oh, is that one dead?
Yeah,
That one's finished.
I have to write it on the list.
I see you later. See, I get yours very quickly, JJ. People are going, I see you later. I get it. He's not well, apparently. And I'm pleased, even though it's sad, I'm pleased that the people that are younger that are getting this disease are starting to talk about it and how horrendous it is for them and their ongoing medical issues. Might stop a lot of young people and make them think twice about some of the silly things they're doing. We know the youth and impetuousness of it, but they need to listen to the young people that are now talking. We get a lot of it in Australia. How sick they've been and how badly they've been affected. Now they're on tablets for the rest of their lives for their kidneys and livers. And so this virus doesn't just kill people. Anyway, what are you all doing today? It's Tuesday. The sun's shining and the moon tonight will be spectacular where you are. All right, you have a good day, VMAC. Plan out your bowl. Don't just leave it on the sink, you know, even if you're going to work. Have a good one. I'm not sure where Jojo is, if they've got lockdown at the moment. I'm pretty sure they have. We don't have a period of lockdown. Like, they don't say it's 3 weeks or 6 weeks. Our lockdown is scheduled for 6 months. And if and when the recovery starts to occur, there will be a slow release of workers back into certain areas. Yeah. I'm pretty sure STDs are still bad, Jojo. I believe today there is a primary being held for the Democrats. Not sure what state. Is it Wisconsin? I'm guessing. I do normally follow, but I think they wanted to cancel it, but now it's going ahead. It's going to be a very slow process. I drove with a lady 600 miles round trip and don't care. Well, you are isolated in the vehicle. And one of the things I saw for people who wanted to attend church in South Korea, they had a car park and they spaced the cars, one space empty and then another car, about, I don't know, 100 cars. And they had a priest with a microphone and speaker. So they attended church like a drive-in theatre. And I thought, well, they're isolated within their cars. I mean, if I was an entrepreneur in America right now, I'd be opening old drive-in theatres and just simply saying, you got to pay on the way in with a card and you do not get out of your car. Take a piss jug with you if you have to.
Oh, see you there, mate. I missed you. Saying goodbye. Can you open that, please?
Yep.
This time this one got thrown.
It all will come back one day, but it won't be the same. It won't be that much different, just our lives will be differently. we've got things to look forward to tomorrow. Hopefully our new fitted sheets will arrive for our new beds, and I'm getting some planter boxes for my garden delivered. So we'll be busy. It's a shame, isn't it, really? You think you'd have drive-in divorce.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone does it. You can attend in separate vehicles, sign a document, and as you leave, you can honk. You little beauty! Well, we're going to wander off. It's getting late here,
Yeah.
and the moon is full. I threw some sliced almond seeds. Squirrels and birds going. Oh, I imagine they would be. For sure. So from the cute one, look, she's off to the races.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun,
I had to
dun,
dress up a
dun.
little
Race
bit.
4 on the card today.
Because I haven't got dressed today, so.
No, she's been in the same attire all day. Oh, well, my hair's not done. Oh dear. Anyway, have a great day, all of you. I mean it. Do something great, even if it's only cheese. Next time. Bye-bye.